Hello everybody, Anthony Vanaki here with Approved Credit Score. Today I'm going to show you how to improve your credit score without spending any money. Yes, it's true, it's possible, and I'm going to show you here momentarily. Now the first thing you need to do is to review your credit report. In order for you to improve it, you need to know what's on there. So go to approvedcreditscore.com, click on here in credit monitoring. You're going to click on this page, click here, you're going to see your report for $1 for 7 days. Be able to take a look at it and see what's going on there. Now, what we teach is something called the perfect credit formula, which is the right formula on how to get to an 800 FICO. So there's 4 different types of accounts where we call them trade lines. You have a mortgage loan, auto loan, installment loan, credit card, revolving accounts. Now, the age for how long you've had these accounts for makes a huge difference. Longer of establishment, the higher your score goes up. Then you have your credit utilization. So if you have a credit card with a $10,000 limit, using $3,000 as a balance, you're using 30% of your utilization. Once you go above 30%, it starts to affect your scores. And you have your payment history, so make sure you have no lates, collections, taxings, judgments, bankruptcies, etc. These stay on for 7 to 10 years. Then you have your inquiries. So use them wisely. Rule of thumb is to do no more than 6 per 6 months. If you have any more, you could actually be denied on a loan even if you have an 800 FICO score. So are you ready? Let's go ahead and get started here. Now, Authorized Users, an amazing tool. If you can get your hands on these, it's going to be able to help your scores dramatically. So if you can ask your friends or your family, you can be able to increase your scores. But it's important to note that if you understand the perfect credit formula, you need to be able to abide by those rules, because if they mess up on their credit card and you're an authorized user, it could actually affect you. So if they max out their credit card, they have a new late, it actually goes against you at the same time. Right, for every account that you add, it's going to increase your score from 5 to 20 points. I mean, I've literally seen 50 to 100 points by adding 3-4 of these cards, for one of our clients. And it also helps offset your total credit utilization ratios. What do I mean by that? So if you're totally maxed out with all your credit cards and you add some of these authorized users, it could actually balance out those total ratios. You can increase your scores in that way also. Now, if you don't have any access to authorized users, give us a call because we have access to over 1,300 of these. Now, the next thing is your shift of debt theory. Now, the power of balance transfers for credit cards. So for an example, if we have a maxed out credit card for $10,000, one here using a 50% utilization for $5,000, and here looking all right with a $2,000 balance. And over here is completely free and clear, paid off. So in this particular case, you can do a balance transfer to even out these ratios. So for example, I took that $10,000 maxed out credit card right here, and I shifted the debt to the other cards. Now all of them are completely even. You see you're at a 3,400 balance using 34%. Your scores will increase by being able to do this. You're not spending any money. You're just transferring the debt and evening out the ratios. All right, so the next thing is your installment loans. Now, note that in order to qualify for an installment loan, you should have a decent credit score. Now, there's some lenders out there that will accept something around a 600. I think One Financial and some of these other banks that will be able to qualify you. But it has a different scoring classification than revolving accounts. Why? Revolving accounts fluctuate. So if you max out your credit card, you're going to get a lower score. Pay it off, you get a higher score. Term loans work differently. It's just like a car note. You have a 3-year car note. Every month you pay the same exact amounts, and that's going to be your payment. So by shifting the debts from revolving to installment can actually increase your score. So if you are able to qualify for this, it's going to help you out dramatically. Now you want to pay down your revolving debt or shift the debt if possible. That's an option for you. You want to be able to optimize your credit so that your scores will increase. You get a higher chance of getting qualified for an installment loan. Now, how high can you get your scores before applying? So by adding some additional authorized users or doing the balance transfer shifted debt that we just talked about, you want to be able to do those first before going qualifying for this. Now, you want to be able to get in the habit of asking for credit increases. So with credit, you have to be proactive. Now, the more time you have to be able to allocate to your credit, it's going to help you out dramatically. So I have a credit card, for an example, with Discover, and every 30 days, I can ask them to increase my credit line, my credit limit. And different banks have different rules. I know American Express is like every 6 months. You need to be able to call them and ask them. But it's better chances of getting these increases when your scores are optimized, right? Balance transfer debt, getting additional loans. You want to be able to avoid hard inquiries. As I said in the perfect credit formula, once you go above 6 months, 6 increase per 6 months, it can affect you negatively at the same time. And so also make sure you have a low utilization before asking, because they're unlikely to increase your scores if you're maxed out. It looks like you're desperate and they don't want you to be a risk factor. Now, let's recap here. With the shift to debt, the combination of adding authorized users, balancing out your ratios, and shifting the debt from revolving to installment, your scores will naturally increase. Now, how much is it going to cost you? 0. Now, with here, we want to be able to maintain your credit. Now, you have no excuses. Education's out there. You need to be able to learn and understand how to be able to leverage this so that you can increase your scores and get those things that you like in the future, buying a house, buying a car, etc. Education is key. If you want to live a stress-free life, you want to understand how to properly use your credit. Learn how to leverage, maintain, and maximize it in every possibility. Now, who's approved credit score? So we're a premier credit concierge company. So we're a team of lawyers, bankers, underwriters, and business professionals all under one umbrella. So how can we help you? So for us, we make every creditor go through an extensive compliance checklist. We're more like compliance officers. We're able to dispute collections, taxes, judgments, pretty much anything that's on somebody's report. And our average turnaround time is anywhere from 2 to 8 weeks. Now, in relation to that, you have the credit building program. So if you haven't been able to establish new credit because of, let's just say you have less than perfect credit or a bad credit score, what do you do in this particular sense? How do you rebuild your credit? And for those who have even great credit scores, how do you get those higher credit lines from a 5,000 to a 10,000 limit to a 10,000 to a 20,000 and so on? There's a whole strategy that's behind that. And we also have the ability to piggyback off of our existing accounts to be able to boost up your scores. Now, one of my favorite parts here is our personal and business funding. Now, everything that we do is more for credit-based lending. So we have a proven strategy of how we can get you from 50 to about $500,000 or more in credit lines. It's really based upon your credit score, not your financials. And the best part is we're going to be your credit coach. So we're going to teach you exactly how to leverage, maintain, and maximize your credit. The next time you apply, you're not going to get everything denied again. Thank you guys very much. Approved Credit Score here. Call us today for a free consultation. If you have any questions or advice that you want to be given, give us a call at 1-800-409-9505, approvedcreditscore.com. Thank you very much.